Hello, and a very warm welcome.
Thank you so much for joining us today for Reading 100 Classics. The classic we're diving into today is Picheon Deuk's Inyeon. Now, I want to be very clear about this. This isn't just a popular essay. It is widely, and I mean widely, considered the single most beloved essay by Koreans. It's a short piece, but it holds an entire lifetime of feeling, and today we're going to unpack why. So before we get into the story, let me ask you something to think about. In your own life, is there a connection, a memory of someone that was so perfect, you almost wish you'd never met them again, just to keep that beautiful memory intact? Hold that thought, because that painful, beautiful question is exactly what Inyeon is all about. Okay, so here's our roadmap for today. We'll start by understanding why this is Korea's most beloved essay. Then, we'll walk through the 3 meetings at the heart of the story: the innocent first meeting, the intellectual second, and the difficult third. From there, we'll explore the essay's famous conclusion, this idea of a bond better left unmet. And finally, we'll wrap up with the profound life wisdom we can all take away from this incredible story. So, what is Inyeon really about? At its core, it's a surprisingly simple true story. The author looks back on his life and recounts 3 brief encounters he had with a Japanese woman named Asako. But these meetings are spread out over decades filled with war, independence, and massive change. It's really a meditation on how time doesn't just change people, it changes our memories of them. And this quote from the essay just perfectly captures that feeling, doesn't it? Even in longing, you might meet once and never again, or live a lifetime unable to forget, yet never meet. It gets right to that bittersweet feeling that some connections are so powerful they can define a lifetime, even if they only last for a moment. This is the emotional world we're stepping into. All right, let's dive into the story itself. It all begins with the first meeting, where the seed of this lifelong connection is planted, and it all starts with pure, simple innocence. Now, take a look at this timeline. The whole story is built on just 3 meetings, but look at the gaps. 13 years between the first and second, another 10 to the third. We're talking more than 2 decades here. And those aren't just empty years. They are filled with some of the most dramatic events of the 20th century. And that context is everything. So picture this first meeting. The author is just a 17-year-old boy staying at her family's home in Tokyo, and Asako, she's only 7. Their bond is completely pure, like that of a big brother and a little sister. And take note of her school, Picheon Women's Academy. That place, that name, becomes this powerful anchor for his memory for the rest of his life. What's so beautiful about this first part is how he remembers it through small, tangible things. It's not about big, dramatic moments. It's about the sweet pea flowers she put on his desk. It's her showing him her little white school shoes. And when he leaves, she gives him her tiny handkerchief and a small ring. These little objects, they become the pieces of memory he holds onto for over a decade. Okay, so let's fast forward 13 years. An entire world of change has happened, and when they meet again, so have they. That innocent brother-sister bond has evolved into something totally different, something deeper, a true meeting of the minds. The change in Asako is just striking. The author uses these beautiful flower metaphors. The little 7-year-old girl was like a sweet pea, but the young woman he meets now, she's like a magnolia, elegant, intelligent, sophisticated. She's no longer a little girl. She's a university student studying English literature, and he is completely captivated by her grace. And just like before, this meeting is defined by its symbols, but they've matured too. They walk through her old school campus again, but this time they talk late into the night about literature. And get this, they specifically discuss Virginia Woolf's novel, The Years. I mean, talk about foreshadowing, right? And for him, the single most powerful image from this perfect day is her light green umbrella. It becomes this unforgettable symbol of their reunion. And now, we come to the third and final meeting. Another 10 years have passed. And this is where the story's heart breaks. Because this wasn't just any decade. This was a decade that carved deep scars into the world and into the people living in it. To really get what happens next, we have to understand the world they're in. World War II has ended and Japan is a defeated nation. Korea has its independence, but it's been ripped apart by the Korean War. And Asako's life is a reflection of this chaos. She's married to a Japanese-American officer who was part of the U.S. forces occupying Japan. History isn't just a backdrop anymore. It has completely reshaped their lives. And he sees her, and this
This is one of the most famous and devastating lines in all of Korean literature. It was the face of Asako, wilting like a lily. Just think about that. The sweet pea is gone. The vibrant magnolia is gone. All that's left is a wilting lily. He's not just seeing a woman who has aged. He's seeing a woman worn down by life, by history itself. His perfect memory has just collided with a harsh, sad reality.
Their goodbyes says it all. There's no warmth, no easy conversation like before. It's just a series of stiff, formal bows. The connection they had is gone, replaced by this huge, awkward distance. And what's so tragic is that it's not because of anything they did, it's what the world did to them. Time and war built a wall between them that they just couldn't cross. So this incredibly painful final meeting is what leads the author to the central, unforgettable conclusion of his essay. It's a reflection not just on his relationship with Asako, but on the very nature of memory and the wisdom of knowing when to let something beautiful just be. And here it is, the thesis of the entire essay, a line that has resonated with millions. The third meeting should not have happened. It's just so simple and so gut-wrenching. He's essentially saying that the memory of her as the vibrant magnolia flower was more real and more precious than the painful reality of the wilting lily. So why? Why would he rather not have seen her? Well, it all comes down to one thing: preservation. He wanted to protect that perfect memory he had of her from the second meeting. He wanted to avoid the harsh reality of time's passage and escape the sadness of seeing how history had worn her down. It's this profound idea that some moments are so perfect, the only way to truly honor them is to never, ever try to recreate them. So after all of that, what are we left with? I mean, this isn't just a sad story about lost connections. It offers some incredibly profound wisdom about how we should think about life, about memory, and about the people we cherish. So here's the wisdom we can take from Inyeon. First, that the beauty of a memory can sometimes be more powerful, even more real than reality itself. Second, and this is a tough one, that some connections are meant to be perfect moments, frozen in time, not ongoing stories. This leads to the third point. We have to accept that time and history will change everything and everyone. And finally, that sometimes the greatest way to honor a connection is to cherish its memory in its purest form. And what's so brilliant is that the essay comes full circle. It starts with him thinking about a trip to a place that reminds him of Asako's school, and it ends the same way. What this shows us is that, despite the painful third meeting, he has made a conscious choice. He has chosen to live with the perfect memory of the magnolia, not the sad reality of the wilting lily. He chose the memory. And that brings us back to you. I'll leave you with the same question we started with, but maybe it feels a little different now. After hearing this story, think about your own life. Which connection, which Inyeon, do you choose to remember in its most perfect, beautiful form? Which memory is so precious, it's worth protecting from reality itself? I'll be back with another insightful classic next time. Until then, take care and goodbye.